Hello, and welcome back. This is Dice of Ages presenting CrestVahllen, the Baker's Dozen. I'm your not so humble Dungeon Master TJ, and it looks like I am in the upper left. I'm still okay. Great. Angela will be joining us in a little bit. A little bit of work stuff, but no worries. We'll push on. I have the distinct pleasure of having join us virtually at our virtual table. Right next to me, Sean.
Hello, I'm Sean. I play Tamron Grounder, a Dragonborn sorcerer. And I'm going to defer my line to my boy Ramsey here. Tell him what it's at, doggy.
Well, I guess it works.
It's a man of few
All
words.
right, thank you.
Then we have below me right here, Cameron.
Hi, I play Scoop Crinkle, Clerk of the Tempest. Is it me? Or are these nightmares just getting kinkier?
Oh, because bondage. Oh, okay.
Well,
Because of the
tentacles.
tentacles.
Yeah. Lots of tentacles.
Oh, boy.
I think it might just be you.
Okay, that's one.
I mean, this all tracks given your god and stuff.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
that's true. That
Yeah.
actually, that does make a lot of sense.
And to that direction, Noel.
Yeah, and then Noelle is next. Sorry, I'm just fixing some production things here.
It's all right. I'm Noelle. Today I'll be playing Mishani Ankmut, the Kenrin Horizon Walker Ranger / fighter, and sneaking past the Octo Guard by the fur between my teeth. So,
Yay! Fun.
yeah.
I love it. Great. Sounds great. Sounds good. Great. Yeah. So it's been a while. I miss all of you dearly. Yeah. So, as far as announcements are concerned, guys, some exciting things are happening. I know it is November. Thanksgiving's coming up. The holidays are coming up. Yuletide is coming up. Pagan rituals and a bunch of other denominational holidays are coming up, and we're all very, very excited. Dice of Ages have had a couple things in the works, and we're going to be excited to come up with some new things. We have been running and recording a third campaign while you guys have been watching these other campaigns. We didn't really start recording video until about like level 5-ish, very similar to our other campaigns, because we weren't sure if we were going to record it or not, but we did, and we gave you like a recap story so far stuff, so be on the lookout for that. There will be announcements on our Discord if you're part of our Patreon or if you want to be on our Discord. Also be on the lookout for our social media for some exclusive and special offer stuff going on with that come December. Because just keep your eyes open. There'll be some cool stuff there. So you should be getting a sneak peek of our third campaign going into 2023. And having said that, we are planning to take a break for December, but we won't be not releasing content for you. We have a backlog of some recorded content that we'll be releasing to YouTube for you guys, so that you can still get that sweet, sweet D&D fix. But we won't be doing any live streams other than a tentatively planned one-shot where I won't be DMing. Yes, that means I get to play. Somebody else will be DMing, which is great because I'm the forever DM, and TJ would like a break, and everybody would like ended. And December is going to be a good time for us to all recoup and spend some time with family and that whole thing. So we're all going to take a break in December, except for that one shot, and then we'll see you come 2023. Yes, isn't that weird? God.
I know, the phrasing is
like
just...
when people say that things that came out in like the 2000s are like now 20 plus years old, I get freaked out.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm an old man now. What happened?
I just officially am old now.
Yes.
What, you're officially
Yes.
old now? Why?
Officially old because I'm 30.
You're 30?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, because you
Came
turned
over
30.
to
Yeah.
the-
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to
Thank
Sean and
you.
Angela. They both had the same birthday.
I turned 30 and gained 10 pounds immediately.
You got
It's
a
like
beer
stroke
belly.
of midnight. Not in turning into a pumpkin, but you're turning into the muffin top.
It's your body just like prepping
Yeah.
you for dad bod. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what's happening. Cool. So yes, happy birthday to them. I think we're all in our 30s now, except for Cameron, right?
Yeah, I still got a few years.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You get your baby.
Hang on to it.
What do you mean,
Grab
okay?
onto
I'm
it
fine.
with all your might.
Yeah,
Hang on to it.
yeah, you know?
Grip it like there's no tomorrow, because there might not be.
I hate when people are like, oh, you don't want to grow up. I'm like, I have no choice, you know?
Well, there's a difference between maturity
things, you
and
know?
your age, you know, like 'cause you can
Yeah.
still be like old and wise and mature for your age. You
Yeah.
know. But
I think my
Or-
true age is like 55. So
yeah. Didn't we like there was like an online test
Yeah.
or something like that?
Right.
It was like your prime age is like 28, or like your true age is this. No matter how old you get, this will always be your like true age. Yeah, we don't need to talk about what my age was. So, but yeah, so December's gonna be break month, but we'll still have content for you. So don't worry and keep a lookout for that one shot. Come 2023, our schedule, our release schedule is going to be changing. For those of you that are part of our Patreon and who support us, thank you very, very much. You'll still be getting stuff with early access of the same schedule. Like the following week, we usually do stuff on the weekends and yada, yada. We'll keep you updated on that. Make sure to stay tuned. But rather than releasing it when we usually record on the weekend and then we release the edited episodes like the following week during the weekdays, like Wednesday through Friday, it'll be a week later. So it'll be like a week and a half later. It gives us time, like a little bit of a buffer zone, so we're not running like chickens with our heads cut off as far as editing and like trying to make sure stuff's released at a certain time. So we'll be delaying that. But those of you who are part of our Patreon and have early access, get it as soon as it's done editing, posted on our Patreon, now that Patreon hosts videos. So don't worry, you'll still get your content about a week earlier than everybody else, if not more so. And then we'll be also having a consistent schedule for campaign 3. We'll be posting up our backlog of those recordings and then moving into when we start doing live stuff, that when you guys are all caught up with our schedule there. We know that our schedule isn't always consistent. That's okay. We're trying to put out stuff for you guys as much as you can. Like usually 3 episodes from Argent Flame, 2 episodes from Baker's Dozen, and 1 big chunky episode for Campaign 3 is how we're trying to do it. Campaign 3 usually goes out, we usually play the games on weekdays. So until we catch up with our backlog, just make sure you be tuned into our social media and subscribe to our Patreon for only $3 to get access to the Discord to get more insider info. Cool. I think that's it for announcements and all that jazz. We will be doing some promotional stuff in December where you can get some stuff, some access to some stuff. So make sure you follow, subscribe to all of our social medias at Dice of Ages, Twitter, Patreon, Instagram, YouTube. What else we got? Facebook. Anything else?
y'all got TikTok.
We got TikTok.
We got all the social
blowing
media,
up on
guys.
TikTok. I was surprised. We have like over 4,000 followers on TikTok now. It's just Noelle and I doing stupid D&D skits
Around the house.
around the
That's
house. Yeah. Just silly short videos, but it's kind of fun. Cool. But I think that's it. Without further ado then, we're getting some not receiving enough video.
Again.
great. Yeah, just figuring out
no.
some technical things. Give us a moment.
I wonder why. Truly not sure why. Let me
Not
just check
receiving
here.
enough video.
Doesn't really make
They're
a whole lot
greedy.
of sense.
We'll say
Just double checking my settings here.
Kraken Dice is doing a big sale right now, so check them out.
They're not
cool
promoting us, but hey, you should sponsor us, Kraken
It's
Dice,
still
because we
pretty
love your
cool.
dice.
It's still pretty cool.
Kim, we're doing 8,000 now, not 6,000, right? 8,000. Kill bills.
8,000.
Yeah, 8,000.
8,000.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, all right. So we're good there. I don't know. It's okay. Some of the live appears. We'll fix it. I'll try to take a look at it during the break, but it seems to be working okay. Okay. I think it's because I'm doing the stream right now. So I'm streaming over Discord too, so you guys can hear the music. So probably when I drop that, see, now we'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We'll cut that. Great. So then without further ado, y'all want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know it.
All right,
Like
cool.
I'm in a box.
So, why don't you guys go ahead and join that live stream that I have running, and so you can hear the music. And we'll pause this music, and then we're gonna get into the recap of the previous session, the last 2 episodes. So, as the temple around them begins to crack and crumble, the Baker's Dozen uses spellcraft to enhance their stealth and charisma and hasten toward the exit. The group runs into the Salt Marshal, convincing him to hand over kelp-like sacred documents to be saved from the collapsing sanctuary. The gang do their best to blend in with the fleeing crowds rushing away from the explosive sounds and imploding city block. Heading west, a scoop gets separated from the party, beach ball style, but happens upon Blub mid-defenestration. They rally and eventually regroup with the rest of the party amid the mob due to a shout from Tamarin. Platoons of Sea Elves, Kuatoa, and Sea Spawn attempt to control the panic and search for dissidents. With stealthy movements and acting of parental care for sick children, the troop bypass a few platoons. However, just then, a large female half-elf, half-octopus creature clad in scant but fearsome armor descends from above. The band squeak by as the creature crushes a platoon leader for their incompetence. Arriving at the Shoals Wharf, the party passes through the veil of the city and enter the water of the caldera on their way to the Crab Rave Cave. By chance, they are intercepted by a patrol, but are moved along after witnessing Tamarin administer medicine to a sick seal. Hiding amongst the glowing mushroom forest, the gang send Blub ahead to the guard detachment stationed before the cave. He is able to convince them to wait for himself elsewhere while he disarms traps in the cave. The whole band are able to slip through the portal back into the material plane, exhausted and relieved. Attempts are made to try and dismantle the well wall, resulting in the keystone being dislodged and a pound of terrazine flex stone being collected, leaving the hodgepodge well wall non-functional. The group set down to rest and awaken on the 32nd of Hylock, feeling stronger and wiser. After notifying Captain Avery of their expected tardiness, a scoop and the gang scavenge materials to build a sledge in order to transport the keystone out of the cenote and as far away as possible. Slowly but surely, the group make it to the shore just as the pond bringer begins to leave. With the aid of some aqueous spellcraft and some overboard swimming, the party makes it back to their ship, the Bagaket Keystone, now on board. A scoop sends some messages to Boss Madoka and Zemdak, as well as shares what he learned about the idol and Yitzgaladal. The troop have a group therapy session and play some Farkle before bedding down to rest. Drifting off to sleep, a scoop enters a dream of expansive blackened abyss, its floor covered in creep-like musculature and a large yellow eye peers from within. A squelching, omnipresent entity pressures a scoop to state his business and make the deal, binding and eventually devouring him within the creep. Obstreperous and stalwart, the Fearbulg cleric refuses to acquiesce, awakening with contusions and odd slime on his extremities on the morn of the 33rd of Hylock. Now, let's get back to the action. Welcome back to CrestVahllen.
It's a few beats off, but whatever.
Dramatic
put it to
pause.
lag. Yeah, dramatic pause. Woo! All right, that's always fun.
By the way, Crab Rave dance was a big success as a recent concert. So tell your friends.
The crab wave was a big success.
The Crab Rave dance.
Oops, and we'll just do this real quick. Oh no, hold on 1 second. We're gonna fix this.
Freeze. Everyone freeze.
They all did like a dab, like in a row, all the crabs, and it was a crab rave, dab wave.
Oh man.
Okay, we'll move this over. There we go. Okay, cool.
Someone said it's
Um,
fab crab rat.
It's a rad crab rave dabbler.
We're a mess. Great. So you guys, so Scoop, you just came from this. We could skip this song because this is a little annoying. You just came from awakened from this slumber and this like nightmare. Yeah, this nightmare. You have contusions and slime and jazz on your not jazz, not jazz, and jazz. The turn of phrase.
Like jazz.
You like jazz? Kind of like on your extremities. I'll actually, one thing I didn't mention last time that I do want to mention this time is that when you do awake, you sit up like in that cold sweat kind of thing, but your body isn't the first thing that sits up. It's like the shadow of your A-lip form that sits up first. Kind of like if you ever see like the Chronicles of Riddick, when like the Necromunda people who have
Your
gone to
aura moves
Omniverse.
first before your.
Yeah, like your aura from like when you go to Omniverse and you get that like cool like bullet time power thing. It's like almost like that sits up and then your body catches up to it and it sits up first. Yeah, I like cool sci-fi stuff. What are you gonna do about it?
That's cool.
So very Necromunda style. And so yeah, you wake up, you're there. The rest of you guys are kind of stirring amid the morn and the sunrise because you went to bed pretty early of the 33rd of High Lock. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys were headed west. I believe Noel had taken notes for how long it was going to take you guys. You guys were headed west. I think you were...
It was 7 days.
To
For the safe
Shylong?
ways, 5 days.
Is that where you...
We're heading towards one of the.
We're heading
names.
Shylong, but we're going to one of the.
Oh, you're
idle
going to the Saval
Tokyo.
Atoll.
Yeah, but we're stopping by.
You're taking a
Shylong on
pit
the way
stop.
back just to
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
see what's up.
So was the 7 days safe journey / and 5 days more dangerous but faster journey the timetable that I gave you for that's loud. The timetable I gave you for Shylong or for your final
I
destination?
think it was Shylong.
I think it was Shylong as well.
You just given the.
We're pretty far out.
Yeah,
'cause you're
we're
pretty far
very
out.
I'm looking at.
Yeah,
the
so
map.
I believe the more dangerous route that I gave you was passing between the Sinsu Atoll and like the northern tip Fort Chumarat area of like the Southern Dynasty, right? Because that's where like Captain Avery told you like, hey, that's some crazy shit, and that's also because the Sinsu Atoll is, remember, where you encountered that ghost ship that had been
Right.
following you around, and then you kind of like caved it in the Lovely Island.
Yes.
Remember the
Yeah.
beloved island,
Thus ending the problem once and for all.
Yes.
forevermore.
Ghosts can't go through caved-in walls. No, never.
No, we burnt down the ship.
You'd burned down the the ruins of the remains of the ship that was still ported in the port. Yeah, that wasn't seaworthy anymore. Like the ethereal version of the ship.
Once and for all.
Once and for all. Yeah. So, but yes, but there's still like the lore of it being dangerous there. Whoever knows why is still like but it's up to you. Speaking of which, that's probably the decision you're going to have to make within the next day or two about which route you're going to take, as you are like eventually gradually approaching the tip of the Northern Dynasty.
Did we make that decision? I didn't write it in my notes if we did to take the safe or the faster.
Regardless if whether you did or not, there's still time to change that decision too, because you're not at the point of like, you're not at the fork yet. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You're not at the point where you would have to make that decision. So yeah, that's entirely up to you guys. But yes, so let's, as the camera does that hard cut to a Scoop's aura coming up, that A-lip aura coming up, and then his body coming up. You sit there, kind of breathing heavy. Feel the slime on your wrists and your ankles.
So there's slime.
Yeah, it's like, you know the feel, like, you know when you touch a snake and it feels like it's covered in slime. It's like
Yes.
that, but it's actual slime. It's like that translucent, clear,
It's like a frog
organic
slime?
lubricant kind of. Yeah, frog slime. Yeah, it's more like that. Yeah.
Okay. Does
It's a little
anyone else
moist.
look panicked? I guess.
Does anybody else look panicked?
Well, you know.
I'm gonna say you're looking around. It looks to be, especially with your passive perception, you look to be one of the first ones to wake up, other than like, you know, part of your full complement of crew that you now have, from that you had gotten in Sivesh from, like, you know, the defunct sailors, that were working like the third shift, the night shift. They're still there and getting ready to finish their shift. But as far as the rest of your party members, they look to be stirring and like doing that like 5 more minutes thing.
Yeah, I'll just wait for everyone to wake up. Pretty much, it's not.
Looking
Okay,
at my
cool.
phone for a few
It's
minutes.
kind of I'll just
Yeah.
prep my spells, I guess.
Yeah. I'll turn you up just a tad, Sean. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm doing that thing where I'm upside down on my back and just like doggy.
Oh, you're having puppy dreams?
Little puppy dream.
I love that. We'll turn you up just a little bit more. There we go. It should be good. Well, I think it's because my headphones down. You should be fine. Yeah, you're good. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Great. So you wait. Are you attempting to hide your contusions?
No, I'm just gonna say, pretty much spill what just happened. Because,
Oh, you're gonna spill the tea. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's just like it wasn't really a dire need the entire time we had these idols. You know, it's pretty much like, oh, there's the next step, blah blah. It's like, oh, I'm just waiting to see if anyone else has it. You know, just not trying to be rude about it.
Yeah.
By waking them up just in case if they don't.
Sure, yeah. Easily enough. If you want to, like, you know, cast exposition and tell them, like, hey, I had this dream, and when they wake up and like just spill the whole tea, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah, sure.
Fascinating. I didn't have any of that in my dreams, but can I take a sample of that slime that's covering your body? Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Take out a test tube, get that slime.
So my question is, with the spell slots I used in the dream, are they still there, or did I use them for the day?
Good question.
Oh, that is a very, very good question.
But is it like real? Like, did he actually cast spells, or is it just like in his mind? That's the question.
So they're not spells; they're the feats, or my
Your abilities.
racial feat.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, like in a dream,
Right.
if you like,
Yeah.
So the feat grants you so it's still a spell. Like, I just want to
Yes.
disperse any illusion about this. Like, you're still casting the spell. It's just the feat gives you the ability to cast a spell a certain amount of times without using a spell slot.
Yes.
Is it per dawn or per day or per long rest? What does it say?
I mean, I use several feats. So
I understand. I just wanted to. just for future reference.
I think one was long rest and one was short, and I believe I used. I gotta go through it. Just give me a second.
Yeah, sure. Take your time. Make sure you look that up. I just want to know if it's like per dawn, per day, or per like rest. Just because that just helps me figure it out for later. But yes, I'm gonna say that at this moment, you feel like you got your long rest, you got everything back, you got all of your stuff back, even like the uses of your feet, like, you know, without using spell slot, you got all that stuff back. But you also feel like there's like just barely, like almost there is just how the slime and the contusions that happened in the dream manifested in reality. You do feel a little more tired than you would have not mechanically wise, but you do feel a little. You don't feel like you got a full rest, but mechanically you did, but you don't feel like you
I
feel a little
understand.
like
You need
you
a
know,
second
there are
cup of
some of
coffee
those
today.
days where you're just like, I'm just not feeling 100%.
Yeah.
Like it's the kind of like that. I'm gonna say, go ahead and roll an insight check for me when you do feel that, and like with all the data that you've collected from this.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You know yourself pretty well. You know your energy level pretty well. You've been you know your powers pretty well. Where you get your power from, blip dual ploop, and your divine energy. Perusing all this data and like overlooking it, kind of gathering together, you come to the possible realization that it could be possible that if that slime and contusions could manifest in reality, so could your like exhaustion. So there could be the distinct possibility where, should this happen again, the things that happen in there could very well manifest in reality.
Okay.
Almost like Matrix style. If you die in the Matrix, you die in real life.
Okay.
Can I take
So
some?
they kept.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go.
Oh.
Yeah.
They kept saying something about the deal, but I didn't really catch what the deal was because they kept slurping and other stuff. Should I go along with it, or
I mean, if you don't know what the deal is, I think it's a risky thing to agree to something, right? Without knowing the details. I don't know. Unless you
so?
want to
What
do
do we
something
do then?
wrong. Did you ask more about the detail? Like, what do you mean? Did you probe them a little bit? I mean, I figured it'd kind of go both ways since they're kind of probing you and... No? Okay. No, maybe not that kind of dream.
Not really.
Tamron's
Ask a few
over there
questions,
like
but-
running ropes on the sails, like he's gotten all tangled. He's like, I'm listening. Well, he's gotten tangled in the rigging.
There was a bunch of knots. That's why Nakano's off screen
Yeah.
doing the knot.
Nakado's off screen, like untangling Tamron from the rigging.
What do you think, Dan?
I mean, to the best of my ability, I heard what I heard, and I told you. But I was just, I don't do anything without discussing with you guys. So, or the majority of the part, I should say.
Yeah, I mean,
If I want my bread, I get my bread.
I mean, yeah. That's at this point we understand your bread addiction. It's fine. we get it. Yes, the Carbosaurus scoop. So
What was it? Carbolicious
Erotica.
erotica. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. It's been a while.
I mean, if you don't know the details, I'd ask more. I'm assuming this creature's probably not gonna just let you go by the wayside, given they were so apt to strangle you, etc., and leave even mucus in this side of the dream. So, if you ask more details and do you think... I mean, we can't be there with you, right? So if you think it's a good deal, if you think it's fine,
I don't know what the deal isn't like a. It wasn't towards me though, This expedition, just clearly.
Sorry, this is what happens when we have a bit of time and to do. Yeah.
The deal was spoken as like a third party, not to me. Like you broke the deal, but I had no deal with him in the first place, pretty much. And I was trying to get information on what the deal was and who he was. But he said we are many, but no one knows the name. Angela.
Is it possible that you were chosen because you Would your god know anything about this?
Oh no, you're sideways.
Do you
I mean,
think maybe that's why
Possibly.
maybe that's why
There you
you
go.
it was directed towards you, but you were just kind of the messenger and
It said it was many. Maybe you've broken a deal with. Have you ever broken a deal with anything?
Have I, DJ?
Have you ever broken a deal with somebody?
I don't think I have yet.
If you catch my drift, you have made one important deal as far as if you know what I mean from your past.
Okay.
I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you have reneged on that deal.
No, it was a simple
Yeah, I don't think you have, we don't have to go
hog
into
and
it, but
pull.
yeah, I don't think you have reneged on that deal. I would say, well, yeah, I don't think, like, there's not a whole lot. What I will say is that it said the deal, not necessarily your deal.
Yeah, that's why it was a third party deal, but you know,
Yeah.
Tamarin was saying asking if I broke some deals with them, trying to imply it was
I would say
me.
as far as a Scoop's knowledge, and as far as I know, I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
but you were called deal breaker. So I was just looking back at my notes specifically.
But this whole conversation could have been.
I mean, it was like a giant eyeball looking at you, right?
You're muted.
It was not giant. I don't think
No,
it
he's
was.
not.
I
I
think it
hear
was
you.
several hundreds of eyeballs looking at me.
I didn't hear you through my headphones.
You shouldn't, because I think we turned that.
Oh, right, forgot.
Hello.
It was several hundreds to thousands of eyeballs looking at me, not just a single giant eyeball.
Oh, hey, Nakano, you're back from untangling all those ropes. We're just discussing a Scoop's really weird, kinky dream. So that's all.
Oh, so I guess I didn't miss much.
This is a little kinkier than normal, I think, you know? But yeah.
And Nakano's over there with like a bunch of ropes with people like, wrapped up, the Tamara wrapped up in very compromising positions.
I mean, I want to learn more, but I don't know how.
Maybe go to sleep again?
I'm not really tired right now.
Here, I got this frying pan.
Wait.
Your audio isn't coming from that microphone. It's coming from...
Really?
Oh, wait, now it's coming from...
Yeah, you're
fine.
I had to be sure.
Eat it.
The other thought, if it's not your god, it's what happens when you turn into like the A-lip? Is it something related to that, maybe?
Is the A-lip you? Are you an A-lip?
Was the feeling the same? Was it like the same kind of nightmare? You know how you have repeated nightmare? It's kind of a repeated nightmare or dream. Was that the same thing I felt during, the long travel, actually traveling with the idol that we didn't actually have protection with? So everyone was getting nightmares for.
Interesting, where it was like a kind of like pseudo lucid dreaming, but it was like kind of repetitive and it felt like oppressive. Very much so, but to a different magnitude. Like almost like it felt like hyper lucid.
Okay.
Like you felt like you were there. Like you could feel the pain from, how sometimes when you have like pain in dreams or like you die in dreams or something like that, like you kind of like wake up or it gets substituted for something else or like your dream changes to a different dream because your brain can't like rationalize what that would feel like in your unconscious state. This wasn't like that. You felt like you were there. This felt like full live gear Sword Art Online. You felt the pain, like whole type of like, different type of haptic feedback, the whole thing.
Also, you look bruised.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't there yesterday, right?
Yeah, whatever this thing is, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
They. Yes, it's the same. It feels like it's the same thing as the Aleph or the Forbidden Language, I guess.
Okay. But I mean that never. I mean, yes, your physical form was affected by it, but it wasn't. It wasn't this form. Let's say, right? It's different. I'm gonna let me take a look at this mucus a little bit more. You guys keep talking. I'll over.
I wonder if
listen
the
to
salty mystic would know something about it. Maybe we can send to her.
I mean, I can cast Identify on the slime.
If you want to. I mean, I don't want to. Yeah.
You identify it as slimy.
But that won't cost you any magical reserves, or are you okay?
No, I should be fine.
Okay.
I mean, we're sailing, so I don't see me needing
I don't see
anything
like
for
many
Identify.
meteors falling out of the
later on.
sky or anything.
No meteors, no dragons,
Yeah.
nothing like that could ever.
No, I should be fine with that.
Okay. All right, I'll hand you the vial of slime.
I cast Identify.
TJ.
You cast you using a spell slot. Or are you doing it ritually?
I can cast it once without using a spell slot or ritually.
Okay, cool. You go to
So
pull up
spell
your
slot that.
sleeves to look to see if there is slime on your wrists, like just to find it. And it's no longer there. The contusions are still there.
The vial
vial.
slime.
Oh, the vial of slime that you
That I collected.
collected?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you do have to open the vial and touch the slime in order to do that. Because you have to have physical contact with the item that you're identifying.
We'll just pour a little bit in your palm. And still hold on to some of this, though.
Do you have like a needle that we can? Never mind. Yeah, we'll just do
Oh,
that.
you mean little pipette? Yeah.
Yeah, just so there's like no environmental thing
that-
that goes.
Uh,
Like how the environment destroyed the body of the idol. So if we put it in the tube or in a needle and just put it and I touch it as it's coming out.
You mean like a syringe?
Yeah.
Do you have syringes? You
I'm
probably.
going to leave it up to you.
I would
DM.
say, yeah, you probably have a syringe or two. Yeah, I mean, like
Okay.
you're a doctor and you're a surgeon, right? You probably have syringe lying around somewhere.
Super basic.
Super
at the
basic
very, at the
syringe, yeah.
very least.
Yeah, it's like a cork glass and like iron.
Yeah.
Turkey
cork
baster.
glass and cork glass and steel, very very basic.
Yes.
Plunger, that whole thing.
And a turkey baster for sure.
And a turkey baster for sure, absolutely, yes. Well, but that's for later. Yeah, you can do a syringe. You can give him like a drop of the thing that he casts Identify, and it's good that you spend the spell slot instead of doing the ritually, because almost like 6 to 12 seconds after the drop is put on your hands, it like deteriorates and evaporates into the air. Like it turns different like colors, and then like gets more mellifluous and fluid as it and then it like evaporates like isopropyl alcohol. Because it almost was like gel like slime, but then it's almost like it's decomposing in your hands just by when it's oxidizing from the air. But yes, you do so. And you identify it. And now the way the identify works is that it identifies magical properties or unusual types of things. What you get from this slime, here's what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have you roll an Arcana check for me.
Cock. 13.
13. Okay, so you get like the name of what this is, which is it's just slime. I mean, what your colloquial name or what your common name is to what you would most understand it is slime. It is slime.
Nice.
What you do understand is that it seems like the identification of this or the name that it would be given is being said to you through the spell in your head, like telepathically, but through a web of like static, like through a backdrop of static, like white noise in the background. So like you hear a slime in your head, almost as like there's interference. And you. And this isn't it seems familiar. This type of static seems familiar. This isn't the first time you have encountered this type of static.
Mm-hmm. Do you have another syringe?
I mean, I can use the same one and just take the sample.
Different component. I'll see what the crimson blood is.
Okay. Here, let me just wash this one out.
Ew.
Here you go.
That's so not sanitary. Where did you
This
get
is
your
medieval-
fucking PhD?
This is medieval. I'm just kidding. Here,
Yeah.
let me put this in. I actually wash it out.
So this one might do some damage, in my opinion.
Is this the blood of the creature?
Yes.
Okay. The like the six-legged, spiked-headed creature.
Yes, the idol.
Okay, of the idol creature. Yeah, cool. Are you casting the spell? Or are you identifying it, or are you ritually?
Casting spell. So use a spell slot.
Okay, you cast a spell. Roll another Arcana check for me.
Okay. That's better. That's 19.
19. Okay, so you still hear the white noise of the static, but you hear it's a little bit clearer this time. The white noise is more in the background. The foreground is like the name of this. I don't want to say it's a voice because it's more of an idea. What the spell gives you, it kind of just gives you information that's just inserted into your brain. But the information that's inserted into your brain is just like blood of madness. And but blood is like, it's almost like an interrogative, like blood of madness. And you got a 19. Okay, I'm gonna roll something because this. Okay. You hear, as it like the spell is calculating and thinking, you hear the static and you hear blood of madness, and you hear like a pause, like a pregnant pause, as though it's not done yet. And all you hear is "Uvut down."
Uvut down.
Uvut down.
Could I just say that out loud? Uvut down.
You say it out loud, and you hear kind of dissonant whispers begin to enter your brain before they quickly fade away again. Hello, Sean.
Sorry, I'm looking at the planes of existence.
So I got a little more information out of the blood one. The slime was kind of just like white static, and then it just said slime. And then
Interesting.
Yeah, just like that.
the blood was blood of, like a question, blood of madness. And then, well, the sound effect I did before. And then an additional whispers happened in my brain.
It kind of like that
My
last
brain.
word was just so I'm being clear about it, but I'm also being clear about an unclear thing because that's the whole point. It felt like, you know, like when you're talking to somebody, like do that, and it's like kind of like a beginning of a dropped call, and sometimes you're cutting in and out. It sounded like that. So, if you'd like, if you want to try to like extrapolate what the word was, you can roll an intelligence check if you like.
Is it kind of the same thing with the rock, where it was like the forbidden language, where I would see the language in my brain, but there's no pronunciation?
Oh, interesting question. No, I'm gonna say that this language doesn't seem like the same language as what that you were like carving onto your hands, and that's on the well walls. That type of language, that old like symbol type language. It's not the same one. This appears to be something different.
When a Scoop said it out loud, did the rest of us hear those dissonant whispers in our mind, or was it just him?
It was just him.
Okay.
So keep watch on me tonight.
Okay.
Well, let's leave it at that.
All
Do you
right.
want to try to extrapolate what it was?
Oh yeah, sure.
Do you want to roll an intelligence check?
Can we help you by, like, if you say it out loud and then we all kind of think together and kind of do a Scrabble, like fill in the
Yeah, if you want
blank
to do
kind
like
of thing?
word scramble, yeah, like fill in the blank, yeah, like hangman style, but linguistic and homophonic style, yeah. Sure.
So you want me to say it out loud?
You did already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You could also try to like spell it the way you heard it, that kind of thing, and like you could write it down.
Uh,
Do you want to write it down?
so am I doing this with help?
He smirked when
Yeah.
I said that. I wouldn't write it down if I were you.
I would. I'm giving you the help action. That's what I'm trying to do, at least with. I don't know. if you
Yeah.
guys
What's your
want to.
intelligence score, Miss Shenny?
I'm not as smart as my sister. I have a 12.
12.
Can I give myself guidance?
Yeah. You can give yourself guidance.
All right.
No. Is anybody else pretty smart?
No.
Oh my god.
Intelligence?
Yeah,
I'm
above
pretty
average,
smart, actually.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah?
are?
What you got, girl? What you got?
What you got?
I got my +3.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Nakano's been around. She's heard a lot. She's a
Wow.
far traveler. She's heard a lot of different languages.
I guess I am smart.
The brains of the group.
But yeah, why not?
Give me some help, girl, I guess.
Cool. You full on
Not
trying to
bad.
like ahura this type of thing, like trying to like get examples and samples of
Well, you-
languages to try to like move homophonic symbols around or aphonic symbols.
Am I doing this with advantage or?
Then
Yeah. So yeah, I'll say if Nakano, Misheni, and helping you, you can do it with
Okay.
advantage and with guidance. Yeah.
I'm just over here just elbow deep.
Guidance is 22? 22.
Hey.
Hey,
Yeah, 22.
Nakano, that was an
Wait.
excellent spot you put in there. that was brilliant.
Was that just a straight intelligence throw?
Yeah, just a straight intelligence check,
24.
not saving throw check. So you only add your intelligence modifier to it, not your intelligence
Yeah.
saving throw.
So 24.
No. 24. Okay, so you guys like start to like put it around and you like start to be like, okay, well, what if we move this here? And what if we, okay, well, the inflection here, Nakano's like, oh, well, the inflection here gives way that there's probably a consonant in more of the percussive consonant type here, and then followed by like, a lower guttural vowel, and then there's probably another soft percussive consonant. So you probably don't get the spelling right, but as far as the pronunciation, what you extrapolate and you feel really confident as to what you came up with is the word uvu daum.
Uvu dawu.
Uvu daum.
hey, if you add up all the letters, it equals 69.
And
Not
when
being helpful.
do you want to attempt to spell it?
He's smirking again. I'm very concerned.
I mean,
We've come this far.
Okay, you attempt to spell it. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
You're the best to do that.
Cocked. Oh my god, I was cocked. Fuck me. So,
What'd you get?
an 8.
Saving throw for wisdom.
An 8? Okay.
Yeah.
So, a scoop, you are able to get the spelling correct. You are able to write it down. You get the spelling correct. It is, if I just want to double check, make sure I'm getting it correct then. And then I'm gonna have to go step out just for 2 seconds. U V U U D A U M. So once again, that's
UVUDAUM.
U V U U D A U M. Uvudaum.
I wish I spelt it. I would have got that dead right. What the?
Uvudaum. And when you
Sounds
finish
like
spelling it, the rest of you guys
wouldn't.
see
I didn't.
a Scoop's A-lip form like tear away from him, like glue being like pulled away from resin as your A-lip form almost like grasps into your chest with like its claws and tries to like pull you out of it before like rubber banding back into it. And during that entire thing, you hear and you see flashes of a plane of just nautiloid shells moving across the sky and creep of musculature all across the ground, and like octopus and squid-like things just like look like mantis rays that are like grabbing what looks like flying shrimp in the air and just wrapping around in them in the sky until they fall and then catch themselves at the last minute and devour whatever it is that they were catching. Where you just see flashes
Wait, are
of
we
this
all
thing.
seeing this?
No, just a scoop, and then
Damn it.
and then you
that's
just
good.
see eyes,
I mean, episode.
eyes and tentacles, and eyes and tentacles, and eyes and tentacles before you see like a rubber band, your A-lip form snap back into your body. And I'll be right back.
We gotta stop just writing things down willy-nilly.
Yeah.
I know. We better just like hooked on phonics instead, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Come here, Lina.
So,
Fuck, so close.
are you okay?
Man,
I mean,
that was crazy.
Did we see his
Yeah, did he, like,
A-lip form?
Like, I wanted
Pop in?
yeah.
I think we did. I think we would have.
Yeah,
Right.
I think so.
Assuming that. I mean, we saw your wavy hand trick that you do with the A-lip thing. I'm guessing it's more the A-lip side of you being the deal breaker than your god side.
Yeah.
Well-
Are you the A-lip? Like, I don't understand what A-lip
I
is,
feel like
guess.
it's more of the effect now, though, because damn, do we know if it's if the effect is madness yet?
You mean for
Seems
think
pretty
so, right?
enlightening to me.
for the
I think Tamron actually made that effect. That the effect was madness
from being an
when we were
A-lip?
trying to look at the
Yeah.
of just trying to understand the
The forbidden knowledge or whatever.
Yeah,
is, right?
we knew that. Yeah, we did figure that out at some point. Just given the nature of those creatures. But you bring up a good point, though. That's another thing. If this was the blood of madness from this one creature, and then this saying that correctly and spelling it correctly, that was madness, and then I think you were talking to Papa Madness last night. You know.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one person.
Maybe there's some
though.
information on the scrolls that we stole.
Right.
I
You
mean,
said it wasn't one person?
He said it was like many people.
Many?
He was like, "What's your name?" He was like, "I am many."
Ah.
We have many names, but none are true.
But the fact that they even said we definitely means.
Also,
Um,
also on a side note, Zemdak said, I forget what was the sending I said?
The sending that you sent to Zemdak was 2 idols destroyed, made by Yitzgladdle. Salty Mistress is in contact with Broker, the false wave. Yitzgladdle, please reply. That's what I
And
wrote
then
down.
Zemdak replied, "Destroyed? How?" God, where is it? Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know any of those people. Will speak with others and respond. So I assume he's going to respond when he gets a chance.
Potentially.
Yeah, technically, at the moment,
Ooh,
the
your mic sounds far away.
sorry, there you go. So technically, at the moment, the other campaign is a couple days behind you guys. So
Okay.
No, we're 1 day behind.
we're 1 day behind, right? So the next session that they have, they'll be receiving that message.
Yes. Okay.
Cool.
I guess we'll see.
Great. So you experience that. A Scoop, you are okay for the moment. However,
Okay.
maybe it's like a higher power of thinking.
Yeah.
the smart one in the group chimes up and I the reason why she's the smart one. However, A Scoop, you do take
I think I got it.
What's that?
I said something, and then TJ was
15
like,
points of psychic
Oh
damage.
yeah. What was it?
I said it's a higher power
Oh yeah.
Higher power of thinking,
of thinking.
like a higher magnitude.
So do I?
That's scary.
Yeah.
He says it's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah. yeah.
It reminds me of like Borg or something, you know? Like,
Yeah.
That's all I got. I guess. Just keep a watch on me tonight. Pretty much, that's all you gotta do.
do you want us to rip you out of your dream if we see you start struggling or get ooze on you again? Try to wake you?
Do we want to make up a game plan?
I'm just asking, do you want to, like, if you are taken back and we see you start to struggle and, you know, exhibit symptoms in this plane, do you want us to try to wake you? Or do you want to keep fighting? Just let us know. What do you want? Because we want to protect your body here, but obviously if you're getting to the bottom of something.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay. We'll keep watch, and if you start getting anything more than just some bruises and slime, I'm gonna pull you out of there.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
I just, want to kind of go back to ask more questions
Yeah.
because, I was really tired last night,
Yeah. No. Like lifting that stupid keystone all day. That was somehow more tiring than like running.
What God made us do that,
Yeah, interplanar travel, easy compared to that stone. Like, I don't get it, but whatever. But we'll pull you out if you're getting anything more.
Okay. If you want, I can use... I don't think I can use it today, actually. I was going to say we can use divination to see if the faster trail is safe instead of the longer trail.
Well, that's a good point.
Oh my goodness. Jolene, get down, please.
All right, get down. Hold on.
Please, thank you.
Thank you, good girl.
Goodness gracious.
Give me a month, man. What do you expect?
You have. Does divination cost?
It costs 20. It costs a pretty penny.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'll leave it up to you guys, but it's 2 days worth.
It's 25 gold, if that makes.
Oh, okay.
It's not like 100.
All right. I mean, that's better, but
I understand.
yeah. I mean, it's 2 days worth of travel one way or the other. So.
All right. Do you want to continue to on with the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can
guess so.
continue to
Let's do-
travel then.
Thanks.
I'm going to say if you guys want to move forward then, and we're going to do some sea travel stuff as far as weather is concerned. So if there's nothing else, unless there's something else you guys want to do, or send any messages, or do any spells, or have any other type of role play, let me know now.
I'll try to fish. That's about what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
today.
you can do that. No rolls required. You can catch a couple fish.
Cool.
Cool. Then let's somebody can roll a D100 then.
Are we on the move?
On the move.
Let's let the smart girl roll.
Yes.
Smart girl roll.
Okay.
She sounds crisp.
Okay, so
Podcast, Mike.
Oh,
one moment.
Okay.
too crisp.
You still sound pretty far away, Sean.
We're
It was
gonna-
like then different from the beginning. I don't know what.
Bah.
That's better.
Am I just not getting
25.
crazy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
25. Okay. I'm gonna do this.
A quarter of a century.
Nakano, can you please roll me a rigging check for me? And what that's going to be is that you're proficient in rigging, so it's just like you being proficient in lock picking. It's going to be a dexterity check plus your proficiency. Okay?
Okay. Oh, I rolled an 18. That's nice.
Cool. So
Plus-
plus your
Plus-
dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
22 plus the proficiency. Where is that?
It's at the top of your skills
Oh,
on
right.
the left.
25.
25. Okay, so here's what happens, guys. There, you guys see a big storm on the horizon that's kind of strafing you, that could intercept you. But Nakano gets all of the riggers together and hoists and downs the sails and pulls, I don't know, ship jargon, but pulls a bunch of ropes, gets the tack perfect, and hits the wind so that you beat the storm before it crosses your path, and you avoid a big old storm that could have caused you a bunch of trouble, and you just right past it. You get just the faintest of sea spray from the stern, from the rain that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are.
Climate change, you know?
Impressions.
I hate storms.
Great. That's what you guys do for the day. You make a good amount of time. You move one day closer to your destination. I'll say tomorrow is going to be the day where you're going to have to make a decision whether you want to take the dangerous or less dangerous path. The faster or the more safe path.
Can I just do a quick inspection of a blood club for the, what is it, the sea spawn type ritual stuff? Make sure he doesn't have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious as you look over him. He's just
I'm
straight up
just saying, like,
Kuo-toa.
any type of infection, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
I
I
think
mean,
I have
with your
a spell
passive
for it.
perception, you can see pretty plainly that he's just a Kuo-toa. He hasn't had any altered anatomy to him whatsoever. He's just a plain old Kuo-toa person.
Just a wet noodle of a Kuo-toa.
Just a wet noodle. He has been drinking a little bit more than his fair share of water. Granted, most of that water is seawater, so it hasn't really been that big of a deal.
We got plenty of that. Big guy, here you go.
He doesn't really know what else to do, except sometimes he just walks back and forth along the deck with his like spear, like saying, "I'm just keeping watch," in Kuo-toa. Yeah, that's about it.
I turn to him as he walks by me one time. I'm like, as I'm fishing.
Sure.
Does Does this bother you? Is this okay?
I mean, does it bother you if I... Oh, you know what? I don't have a smart comeback for this one.
I'm asking in sincerity. Like, I realize it might be kind of insensitive, but
Would I mean we're people. We're fish people. They're like, distant. We're adjacent. They're what?
okay. You answered the question for me, and I cast my reel again and just.
I mean, does the cow man mind if I drink milk?
No,
I don't.
Whose milk
don't
are you
think so.
drinking?
you
There's
don't
not a lot
always
of
have
milk
to stand
down there.
guard either.
Mostly
you
whale
know.
milk.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Manatee milk. It's pretty good.
I mean, it's the only. Yeah. I just keep fishing.
Okay, you
let
just keep fishing.
And just
Sounds
let you
good.
keep going. I'm like, all right, this guy.
Great, cool.
Do you make milk?
Oh wait, I can't hear you, Sean.
I said a scoop. Do you make milk?
Yeah, I can
No, I do
barely
not.
hear you.
I am a male, not a female.
It's all the way up.
That's better.
There you go. I don't know.
I
what
am a
happened.
I didn't do
male.
anything different. Oh.
I
Do
it was
females
bad
of
timing.
your... Yeah, I guess all female mammals make milk. What am I talking about? I'm going to go away.
Timron just leaves that nugget of information and just says, I'm just going to walk away. Goes and
Yep.
sleeps in the corner of the hole
That's-
for the night. Nakano just stares at him.
Yep, that's where milk come from.
Great. If nothing else, then you guys can bed down for the night and move into the next day.
Okay.
You guys go to sleep. There's really no need to do watches and that type of thing because you have a full complement of
No,
crew
we're gonna
here.
do watches on a scoop, though.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. You can do
Or-
that.
I'll do,
yeah.
I'll do at least one half of it.
Sure, that's no problem. You can do that.
I can do the other half.
Okay.
Are we supposed to wake you up if you start dreaming?
If he starts having
yes.
more than contusions.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, you can do that.
Okay.
So who's going first? You are.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
if
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Oh, not bad. All right, I think that's 22.
22. Okay. We're going to get back to that. A scoop. You enter, as you slip into your subconscious / unconscious state, you find yourself back exactly where you left off.
Tongues. I cast tongues.
You cast tongues. Do you need a somatic component in order to cast tongues? Because at the moment, your arms and hands are bound. Your arms
No, I do not.
and legs are bound. You don't? Okay.
Nope.
So you can just do it with a vocal component?
Yes.
Cool. So as you are pulled out of you know how you were like bound by all four of your limbs and then pulled down into the creep, you get pushed back up, and as your head pulls out, you cast the spell tongues, and you get pulled out of the creep, squelch almost out of like a sphincter style musculature as you just get disgorged from this body
Bruh.
horror like slime landscape.
Take it down a notch, right? Sphincter and
I like this.
disgorged. I don't know. I've never even heard that word. But it's not
Disgorged
good.
means comes out of like a mouth or an orifice.
Bruh.
I'm gonna
Makes
use that.
Just like when you gorge yourself on food, it's the opposite.
Excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go disgorge a loaf.
Ew. Discord.
It's mostly out of the mouth, but okay. You vomit up a loaf. You're like, bro.
That soda bread was not good today,
The
guys.
soda bread. Great. So you cast tongues. Interesting. Okay, so it's gonna go a little differently. You pick up right where you left off. This music needs to change for sure. about this. As you are now suspended, like Hellraiser style, up in the blankness of the abyss, your four limbs outstretched, as you just feel the presence of eyes now on you, and the voice says, "Make the deal."
Make the deal.
Or others will. Masheni, as you're watching a Scoop seems, a little cold sweats, nothing too bad. You're keeping a really close eye on him. You don't see any signs of any Aelip shade, shadow,
Okay.
that kind of stuff just quite yet. But you do notice out of the corner of your eye that Nakano, while she's sleeping, is moving about, stirring, rocking back and forth, sweating.
Okay.
And you see that. So you know how horns and antlers, especially the tieflings, have those rings. When they get bigger, they have those rings.
Older. Yeah, it's like a tree.
Yeah. And I'm as they start to taper down, more and more rings appear on the outside because of they're different layers, feathered layers. So the circles around her horns, the rings around her horns, begin to secrete or bleed some sort of black ichor.
Okay. Interesting.
A deal with who?
I take a vial of the black ichor from Nakano's horns, just very surreptitiously.
Okay,
But now
cool.
I'm watching them both.
Okay,
This
so
is-
so while you're doing that, you're noticing as it's entering, it's only in extant for maybe a couple seconds before it almost evaporates. I'm gonna say go ahead and roll a medicine check to see if you can harvest the stuff before it evaporates.
Come on. So, 16.
16. Yeah, you're able to get some.
Okay,
You're able to
cool.
get a sample's worth. Okay, a Scoop. You said a deal with who? It just responds. Many names and all are wrong.
So it's not you?
Your words fail to comprehend.
So, can I use a curse of the Aelip, or sorry, transformation Aelip to get out this restraint for a few seconds to cast a level 4 freedom of movement?
Technically, yeah. So what? So you teleport out of it, or you become ethereal for a moment.
I become ethereal.
You become ethereal. Sure. Yeah. You transform into your Aelip form, and you ghost out of these restraints as they kind of snap back like snap sinews, and then when you recorporate yourself, you quickly use your the freedom of your hands and to cast the spell freedom of movement, so you can no longer be grappled. You do so. You successfully do this. I think both are in action, so it takes 2 turns. But this thing is in a quick way to react to this at that moment. It just is your obstinance is futile. If not you, then we will take the Death Warden.
Do you know the one named Yitzgalatl? As I now, or is it going to do anything its turn?
So you say the word Yitzgalatl, and a bunch of eyelids open all over the landscape as far into the horizon as you can possibly see. Like we're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of more eyes, just like rippling water across the musculature, like abyss black landscape that just goes off until it hits
Yeah.
that point of horizon. Where
So my horns are bleeding of like stuff.
Can I do that fake cough? Like I meant to say
Slimy
something
stuff.
else and say the false wave. Just to
you
continue.
sure you do the fake cough and you say the false wave, and the eyes kind of like squint as they get closer, like whoa, that kind of thing. How do I put this? So you have tongues. So when
Yes.
it said the previous things of like, the words fail to comprehend and you and that whole thing, you get a little bit of a double meaning from it when it says like I like it has like it's many names, but none of them are correct. You're understanding that the language with the tongues, you're understanding that the language that it's speaking to you is not common. Language is speaking to you. It's kind of like in your head. It's mental, but it's also in like this old like. You recognize this. When Log was reading the text at the bottom of the idol, when you guys were with the Argent Flame, when he spoke it out loud, this is the same type of language. This is some sort of old eldritch language that you are, just because of the spell, are able to understand and identify and like recognize it. This is some old eldritch language. Meaning that this is probably some type of eldritch being that's speaking it. Your understanding, when you even because Tom affects you as well, when you say the word Yitzglotl and the word like the false wave, I think we're picking up AC unit from Sean's microphone. What was I saying? Right. You when you say the word Yitzglotl, you understand that it's like the same thing. Yitzglotl is only the way that the mortal tongue can pronounce something that's technically unpronounceable. Meaning that, and the false wave is like a misnomer, an alias, as it were.
All right.
Did we do a CP check on this one? Not sure if we did.
CP check.
Don't worry about it. So yeah, that's what you understand. You understand that like it seems to respond to that word, and that yet Yitzglotl is just a catch-all for whatever this creature may be, this unnameable thing.
Okay. So you do know.
It squelches as it kind of like begins to create a bit of a mesa of its musculature under you, like a small mesa, as it begins to like put you up on like a bit of a plateau, like a butte, as it begins to like morph and push up. Knowledge is not how you understand it. It is extant, unpossessable.
Then how was I able to possess it?
Your understanding is incomplete. Perhaps we can elaborate. Nakano, Misheni.
Mm-hmm.
While this is happening, you're collecting the ichor from her horns, of Nakano's horns. You see it start to disgorge from her mouth Like it starts to drip out of the creases of the corners of her mouth, from her nostrils, from the corners of her eyes. Nakano, you see yourself in this blank space, this like blank gray space, this dreamscape, similar to when you saw that one feathered individual that was pulling strings that tried to pull you back to like from death, like pull you back towards death, and you instead chose this like floating sphere that was like kind of like this decaying orb, and you chose to grasp that instead. You see floating in front of you this decaying orb, and it looks as if you were looking at the Earth from space. It looks almost like a planetoid, like a mini planetoid kind of floating there. And its crust begins to crack, and spewing from it almost like a volcano is this ichor that you see before you. And it's like doing its best to like push the cracks back and like push it back together, very like Superman with Doc Ock was trying to like contain the artificial sun type of thing. It's like trying to heal the cracks where it keeps spewing out, but it's having a struggle. And it's like this decaying moon, and you see it like turn around as it's doing so, and from its crust, like a skull pushed into fabric, you just see this face go like it's in pain, like pushing out of the crust of this tiny little planetoid. And you see like where the ocular orbit of the skull would be, it begin to crack and spew and bleed this ichor. This orb, actually, you know what, do me a favor. You either roll an insight or an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
I'm checking Nakano's pulse at this point.
I rolled a 20 in total.
20. Okay, so you remember what happened before. You remember you almost died. Something pulled you towards the other veil, but you grabbed onto something else, and it kept let you keep a better foothold in the land of the living. You recognizing this planetoid that's struggling. Your gut reaction, your gut feeling, your instinctive feeling is like, this is the only thing that's keeping me in the land of the living. This is some sort of representation of some power that keeps me close to death, that like kind of keeps me on the edge of death, which is why I can hear the whispers of the dead, and why I can like, you know, manifest and pull from between the veil to like, you know, the realm of shadow, and this planetoid is some sort of symbolic representation of that. Should this perish, so will I. And you see it struggling to hang on. Misheni, you are checking Nakano's pulse.
Yeah, because ichor from the horn's okay, but from the mouth, that's definitely not good. So I'm just checking pulse, trying not to wake her up just in case. But
Am I shaking?
yeah.
Yeah, you're shuddering quite a bit. Her pulse is exclusively erratic.
Okay.
It is all over the place. We're talking about like it's all over the place. It's not consistent whatsoever. It's not gradually going up and down. It is all over the place. Almost like she's dipping in and out of life and death.
Yeah, I think at this point I would try to wake you up.
Yeah.
Okay. Nakano, please roll wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay. I rolled both of them 2.
Still better than one.
No.
What are the chances I rolled 2
1 in
on both?
400.
Misheni, you begin to
Plus
shake
1,
Nakano's. Misheni, you begin to shake Nakano as delicately as you can to try to wake her up, like give her a little, like pour some water and everything. No response. Still that shudder. Still that erratic pulse. Nakano, you're still there, viewing this like orb that's like tearing itself apart, or like, you know, like turning inside out before you. A scoop. You are in your dreamscape, and you hear the voice speak again. If you will not make the deal, then the one who emptied the office shall replace it.
Could I go to? I'm gonna use a 3rd level spell. Your Shroud.
Spirit Shroud?
Yes.
What does that do?
Concentration up to a minute. Pretty much just gives me an additional. An additional 1d8 damage within a creature. To a creature that within 10 feet of me. Does radiant, necrotic, or cold damage. In addition, any creatures of your choice. DC starts with speed reduced by 10 feet.
Okay. What is it you're attempting to do? You cast the spell, and you have like echoes of your Aelip kind of around you in an aura.
You're still not giving me enough information. And then I'm gonna cast Ice Storm. Level 4.
Okay. Ice Storm is concentration as well, isn't it?
No, it is not.
It's not?
Nope.
Okay, so is your intent you're trying to damage the landscape?
Pretty much. They say them, so everyone them is everything around.
Okay,
which is the creep.
So you're trying to damage the landscape. They need to roll saves or something like that. Well, they're stationary objects, so if it's dexterity, they automatically fail.
It is Dex save.
Okay, so they automatically fail because they're like a landscape, so they can't really avoid it. Okay, go ahead and just roll all the damage you would from your Spirit Shroud and your Ice Storm for me.
Okay.
Nakana, what are you doing?
Trying to. Am I up at this point?
No, you're still in the dreamscape. You're still, you have your body in your dreamscape in this like gray kind of just blank canvas
Looking
with this
around.
orb that's cracking and like dying before you.
Running away.
You're running away from the orb?
I don't know. Maybe kind of see like what happens. Just watch it for a bit.
Sure. Yeah, you can watch it for a bit. You see it like as you continue to watch it, more and more cracks begin to appear as more and more ichor begins to seep out of its surface. It keeps trying to like what it appears to be like struggling. It's trying to pull it out or like keep it in there or contain it. The ichor seems to like wrap around it like very venom symbiote style and try to like cover its surface. And that planetoid is like fighting it. And every turn, every once in a while, you see the like pushed fabric skull up against the crust of the surface of the planetoid, like as it spins in different orientations, as it's like just in some sort of torturous position.
Oh.
Each
What? How much damage?
Each creature in a 20-foot radius takes 21 damage.
21 damage. Okay, cool. So you begin to you like freeze, and what damage are you doing with your Spirit Shroud? Cold. Okay, so you like freeze the whole like mesa plateau that you are on right now as the musculature like gets stuck into place and becomes like very brittle like ice.
And there, let's see what. I'll just do this as. It's 2d8 bludgeoning damage, so I didn't get to see. I'm just gonna say like 5 damage, bludgeoning damage.
Okay, cool. And so that as that happens and the ice storm begins to come down, parts of the muscular begin to shatter from the bludgeoning of like the big ice sculptures. You at the moment have freed yourself from the immediate grasp of whatever this is, whatever this like locale is. You still hear the voice, however. as it just says the office must be filled.
In the real world, Sam intubating Nakano, trying to make sure that she has a clear pathway.
So she doesn't choke. Sure, go ahead, roll
Yeah.
medicine check.
And then I look over at a scoop too because I realize I haven't done that. Medicine check was a 22.
22. A scoop looks like he's shivering, like he's cold,
Okay.
but he doesn't look like he's in any pain.
Okay.
You see his like brow is furrowed. Seems okay. Seems, from what you can tell, in better shape than Nakano.
Okay.
What was your medicine check?
22.
22. Easily, you intubate Nakano. You shove you put the tube down there. So she can continue breathing.
This was the turkey baster.
This is the turkey paste.
Modified slightly, of course, but so you can actually breathe. But... Exactly.
With how fast this is happening, I'm not sure if you are really. You have to mean like react. I don't think you're like necessarily either making enough noise or have time to like really wake up anybody else. I think you're just like doing stuff in like the seconds, second by second, making sure like people don't die. Cool.
I can try just shouting to get Tammy up, though.
Yeah, you can shout. Yeah, I'll say easily enough. You can shout, Tamron. You can wake up if you like.
Tammy!
What's going on? What's happening?
Tammy!
Hey, what's going
Nakano's
on?
like dying with this ichor, and then I don't know what's going on, but a scoop. Just watch him do something. I got to focus on her.
Oh my gosh! I'm trying to wake up Nakano as well.
Okay, you go over there.
Please wake up.
Please. You stand over her, look down, and say, "Please wake up."
Please.
You sound half asleep while sounding it.
Okay, Scoop, is there anything else you're doing?
I'm gonna say the passage or the what is it? The cryptic message written on the wall from the forbidden language. The soon after conquering their freedom.
Oh, the one that you like tried to carve in your arm and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
From where you saw the whale wall underground with like the elven skeletons and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it only seems to respond to what I've learned. So
Okay, interesting. As you say that, as you start to like call forth that, you feel the A-lip like elastically snap from your form and pull out. And then another. And then another. And then another.
Whoa.
And each one that snaps and pulls out of your form, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw. Just one will just apply it to all of them.
Oh damn. 15.
15, that's just a success. So you're only going to take 12 points of, I believe it's just psychic damage. Yeah, you're only going to take 12 points of psychic damage. And as these 4 additional A-lips like snap out of your form, they begin to like spin around you, and then they like pass through you again before they realize like you're not their quarry. And then they begin to like ethereally ghost, like phase in and out of the mesa that you are standing on, and like necrotic style make the musculature begin to rot as these appear to be whatever these A-lips that you have summoned, and this entity, this loci entity, seem to be at odds at each other as what looks like almost combat ensues as these musculars like sinews begin to reach out and try to grab the A-lips, and they're fully occupied with each other, like old enemies from a time long forgotten.
Yeah. Are you going to give me more information, or do you want to continue this?
Ooh, roll an intimidation check.
60?
16. You just hear it as these aelips begin to go fading in and out of this form, causing that necrotic like rot to begin as you see the mesa begin to crack and begin to crumble, and the eyes begin to close, centering, like rippling out, trying to protect themselves. You know not what you do. It is immortal. The office must be filled. As long as there is a vacancy.
Is this like the Santa Claus kind of situation?
I think so. Except
Yeah.
instead of a beard, it's like tentacles and shit.
You know
No,
not
no,
what you summon from plains forbidden. I will have mine. We will have ours.
What is the reward for even making a deal with you?
Survival.
What type of survival?
The only
I'm doing just
survival
fine.
in the abyss. You are not the first. You will not be the last.
And what happens to the people that make the deal?
They serve
Who?
us.
I told you before. If I don't know who you are, I'm not taking the deal.
Waves have
And that's why I've
fallen
been-
before me.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Waves have fallen before me.
The false wave?
Will too.
Something hurt him?
You begin to see as a bunch of the eyes close, and like the mesa begins to collapse. It seems like it's retreating back into the blackened abyss as the creep kind of like pulls out, as it does defeat like a few of the aelips as it's like fighting. It's almost in full combat, and the only reasons why it can like hold a conversation with you is just because it has like almost omnipotent ability in this like domain. How am I going to describe this? The sense that you're getting is that this thing is retreating, like it's being almost like cancer. It's being put into recession, not necessarily like being defeated outright. Nakano, you begin to see the planetoid begin to win out on the ichor that is pushing for through its cracks, as eventually only small spurts exude from its crust-like exterior, like almost moon-like. But it seems, whatever it is, like the face that kind of like pushing against the fabric of the crust, that skeletal face, like looks exhausted and tired, and it like does one last spin before it begins to fall from its floating position. What do you do?
I better get out of there. It's gonna collapse, right?
Well, let
Yeah.
me be clear. There's like this small planetoid about the size of maybe like a bouncy ball. like a
Mhm.
like a basketball in front of you that is doing all these things. And you look around,
Oh,
there's
okay.
nothing else anywhere. It's like a gray
Ah.
blank, like there's nothing as far as the eye can see. It's just like a gray blank landscape. And it's like it seems like exhausted, and it like can
Should
no
I
longer
just
hold
stop
itself
it?
aloft.
Should I hold it up? Just hold it.
I can't tell you what you should do. What do you,
Oh
you
yeah.
tell me what you do.
It looks like I need to help this thing in my dream. My gut tells me I need to hold it.
So do you try to catch it before it falls?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me.
22.
22. You like jump out as you use your skeletal limbs to like kind of push you forward and leap forward as you skitter and jump and like dive to catch this thing before it hits the landscape. And you do, and you catch this this orb before you,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
seems to like be calm, comforted.
Mm-hmm.
And it you see as like your fingers and your hands begin to almost morph into the same material as the orb, as it begins to become part of you and you begin to become part of it. Tamron, you say, please wake up, please wake up, please wake up. Nakana, you awake. And you spit you, but with the tube in your throat.
Oh,
What's going on?
D-tube.
You detube.
The tube.
Nakano, you wake, you cough it up, everything. You get detubed. You see, and as you guys are looking at her, and she like sits up and is like coughing at this black ichor that gets spit onto the deck of the ship and then like evaporates. You see like as her hands are stabilizing herself on the wood, both of her hands seem to have this like shadow like vapor coming off of them, and as her hands are on the wood that you're touching begins to like rot and turn. And you feel like you have more control over life and death in this moment.
Yeah.
You feel like you have powers in your hands. And you have been given thanks and a boon by whatever being has been keeping you in the land of the living. You can now cast inflict wounds at second level once per day.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's cool.
Was inflicting wounds.
It's like it's a touch attack. You can touch something,
Same.
and
Okay.
you can do necrotic damage. Like you can cause it to like die and rise.
Okay.
You pull the life force. From
Wow.
it. And you can cast it at second level. I believe it's a first level spell, or is it a second level spell?
First.
First, you said.
Yeah, and so you can cast it at second level, but you can cast it as part of your weapon attack, meaning you can do your attack, do your sneak attack damage, and like a paladin smite, if you'd like to, pump and inflict wounds into it. It still gets to roll a saving throw, but you can now like channel that necrotic energy into your weapons if you like.
Got it. Cool. That's really
A
cool.
scoop.
On.
The world, this dreamscape around you is collapsing.
Who would be the next in line if I were to refuse?
The Death Warden. who took the holder of the office.
All right. Because he's got a scarier name. I'm taking it.
Good instincts.
Is the deal accepted?
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Well, yes, he's got a scarier name. I can't let him have it.
Oh no. Oh, this isn't good.
Okay. So you accept the deal?
Yeah, sure.
As soon as you
Oh,
do,
dude.
You just
They-
sold your soul.
as soon as you do, you say those words, the ellipse in this dreamscape as it's collapsing, like immediately, almost like the what are they called? Not the Death Eaters, but the
Oh, wraiths.
Dementors.
Dementors, like and the ring wraiths, like when Frodo puts on the ring, immediately like turn to you, and like you become their quarry, and they immediately start to move through the abyss-like sky, like shadows, twisting and turning, moving as fast as they possibly can toward you, as they, like now only two of them left, enter your form. Please roll a Constitution saving throw.
Failed.
What'd you get?
8.
8.
Actually,
Anything
11.
Anything happening on the outside world?
A scoop, your vision goes black.
Okay.
Misheni,
You are Santa Claus now.
Misheni, you notice that a scoop's breathing has stopped.
Okay. I go over to him and try to, basically start doing CPR if it's necessary, and try to revive.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and roll a medicine check.
Because that's definitely above just bruises. That's a 18.
18. Yeah, you are able to resuscitate him through basic first aid and CPR. You're able to resuscitate him. It appears like he was just he was unconscious, but he was
Okay.
still alive, and he needed to be resuscitated.
Okay, so I probably would have just. Yeah, I wouldn't have done full CPR yet at that
Yeah,
point.
do whatever it is you need
Just
to do.
whatever-
You medicine
yeah.
check him back to stability.
Yeah.
He is not conscious, but he is alive.
I thought maybe he became the devil or something.
Yeah.
Grow some squid
Well,
arms.
we'll find out. At the moment, it is still like mid-evening. You guys haven't finished your rest.
Well, that was exciting. You guys okay?
So-
That was a little
Everybody
bit.
all right?
Scoop, you're still unconscious.
No, I
I know, but
resuscitated
was
him, though, right?
Yeah, you made. He was dying. You put him in. He's stable.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe we should wake him up.
I mean, if those chest compressions didn't wake him up, then that might not have.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Um,
Maybe the smell of fresh bread and I'll walk fresh
yes, play into his vices. Let's do it.
Yo, fuck it. Go ahead. Go ahead and
addiction
roll.
over addiction.
Go ahead and roll a con saving
Wow.
throw real quick. Just Scoop.
Is that me?
Yeah.
18.
18. You smell one of the few reasons why you desire to live, bringing you
What?
back to consciousness.
Nice idea.
Bread is life, guys.
Yeah.
I told you, man.
A Scoop opens his eyes, and one of them is like bloodshot, and yeah, one of them is bloodshot, and one, rather than have like an iris now, it just is like the pupil and the iris are just full black.
Jesus. What, are you okay?
I'm a monster.
Yeah.
Oh my
Looks
God.
like it.
He's slowly but surely becoming the actual beast of Shylong, as in legend.
Right.
Yeah. What happened down there?
I asked a few more questions when I discussed about Yitzcoatl.
Mm-hmm.
It apparently had a major reaction. It put me on a pedestal. Then I started to attack it because it just wasn't giving me, with the knowledge it has, it should be able to give me more information, but it never did. And then I started talking about the forbidden language on the walls, and then Aelip started attacking this creep, I guess. And then I accepted the deal because the one that he kept saying the next in place was someone that had a really scary name.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
So
The
private
Death Ward.
Death Warden.
The Death Ward.
Death Warden.
Warden, sorry.
That is.
So
kind
you
of scary.
accepted a deal from this horrifying monster of madness?
I mean, it's no different than the forbidden language. I accepted to hold that language.
Hmm.
It seems a little bit different. I mean, you didn't have the black eye before. You know,
Yeah.
just from a very basic level. But you feeling okay otherwise?
Listen, I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah, no,
just-
it's understandable
Mhm.
for sure.
Do you feel different?
If I feel like I can stop something, I will.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be placed on another person.
Yeah,
I don't know his intentions.
it's better.
Do you feel evil?
Do I feel evil?
Do you feel evil? That's a little bit too much of an ambiguous question for me to answer accurately.
All right. No. I feel kind of the same, I guess.
A little neutral.
Having these weird eyes, do I see anything weird, I guess?
No, not necessarily. It seemed to be functioning as normal. I mean, they're a little irritated because one's bloodshot. But no, you seem to see the same way. You do feel quite exhausted though, like all of the spells that you cast, you fully casted.
Yeah, I kept track.
Okay.
I mean, what happened to Nakano? She's has like black stuff coming out of her mouth.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, what happened on your side? We
What's it-
didn't get a chance to talk. What's going on?
Yeah, are you okay?
Oh yeah. What was that like seeing black stuff coming out of me?
I mean, it was nasty.
It was gross. Do you want to see it some?
I'm okay.
Okay, all right. So maybe later. I'll shove the vial down.
Yeah. That was a pretty crazy dream. I don't know. It kind of felt like a some kind of thing was like higher power was just like dying, and I was trying to save it, but I was a little scared at first because I didn't know what was happening. It's just like all blank around me, and then there's just like orb just spinning. It looked like that black stuff also was like in that orb, so that's probably why I was spitting up ichor.
Oh, okay. So this did look like what? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it did look exactly like that.
Okay, that
Weird.
tracks. Yeah, that tracks. So clearly, things happening from whatever both of you are still affecting your body.
Yeah.
Here.
Maybe something was sending me a message. I don't know. I don't know.
Can I try to have like a connection with what went on with Nakano?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Can I try to have a connection with what went on with Nakano?
How so?
Try to like put, I guess, magic together, like auras.
How so? Like, what is it that you're doing? Like, are you trying to like extrapolate info, or like, are you trying to cast a spell?
No, like kind of just like touch the shoulder, I guess.
ET finger.
Oh, okay? So you want to make physical contact with Kano and see if that does anything?
Well, it's probably not. But,
You try to like make a chi connection, like, oh yes, of course.
yeah.
Okay. Sure. Interesting. Why don't you go ahead and roll an insight check for me?
That's my bread and butter. Oh, that's good.
That's my bread and butter.
27.
Hey.
19. 27.
27. As you touch her, you get a very juxtaposing, dichotomous feeling. One is like ally, help, aid, great, good, like, weird and creepy because lots of death going on here, but that's normal for what you feel from being around Nakano. That kind of
Okay.
like you chill up your spine kind of thing, but like ally, help, balance, necessary. And then the other part of your brain is like almost afraid. Like she's a predator and you're prey. And this feeling feels new.
Okay.
Like an immortal being with ennui is suddenly given, you kind of like feel this feeling. An immortal being with ennui is suddenly given the possibility of death. And it's like this mixed feeling of fear and just unsettling.
So you get that vice versa?
When Nakano, when he touches you,
Yeah.
you feel the same feeling that you felt when you were spewing ichor and the orb was spewing ichor. Like you feel it from him now. Like you feel like he's become like a source of the ichor.
Whoa.
And you also like as he like puts his hand on you, you feel like it's the ichor is like slowly trying to get back inside of you. Almost like it's reaching out through your mind. Do you just stand there and keep holding each other?
No, we're talking about it.
Okay.
That was weird. You somehow connected to my dream.
In a good way or a bad way, I guess.
I don't know. It just, it's beyond me right now.
All right.
Well, just
Do you guys need separate rooms? Like, what's going on? Like that kind of thing? Like,
I think
do
we.
I have any impulsion? Do anything or no? Just same old me.
Like an impulsion to do action? No, not at the moment. I don't think so.
I feel perfectly fine. I mean,
okay.
I don't have any need to do anything.
We gotta really
So-
figure out what this deal was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some answer in those texts. We got something about a deal, maybe.
Yeah. I think we need to do some reading
So-
tomorrow.
So you made a deal with someone that you don't know and don't know the deal of.
It was better me than someone we don't know. And we don't know their intentions with a higher up.
Mm.
Okay.
Suppose that's true.
I don't really want to know what a death warden is and why he would be next in line for it, But that reduced his power, or at least any bad intentions.
Yeah. Well,
Or sorry, future power.
you now have this connection to the creature, I guess. Or whatever entity you saw. I guess we can see what happens next. You can maybe entreat it at some point to try to figure out, oh, hey, what does this new office entail? That kind of thing. But I think the very least,
I
we
don't.
should keep watch on both of you for a bit, because
Yeah.
Sounds good.
so
Okay, you guys are all pretty tired because you got your sleep interrupted.
so you guys want to continue?
There's a gremlin near here.
Sea gremlin.
So I was talking about Ramsey.
Yeah, I know.
Hurt's like, I'm a goblin, not a gremlin.
I think that's how Hurt snores sometimes.
It sounds like she's 10 times bigger. Like,
Wow.
So, do you guys want to go back to sleep and continue the shifts as we had planned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm gonna wake you all if I see some weird shit again, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Go.
Fine with me.
Can I take a look at your eye just a little bit closer before you head to
I
sleep?
get really close, Mike. Really close.
Sure.
Like a little flame, like looking. The monocle goes down, just looking at, inspecting it.
Like you shouldn't even need the monocle for how close I am.
Yeah.
You have like one of those
Okay.
Spy Kids things where it goes like.
yes,
Yes,
she
it
does.
is. It is.
Hell yeah.
It's my little headband thing that can't see very
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a medical check for me.
Okay, that's 22.
22. These eyes, especially the one that has the black iris, look similar. They look photosensitive. It looks like it is similar to the way Nakano's eyes work in the dark.
Okay.
Wow.
This you kind of look like you almost have the ability to see in the dark now. At least out of that eye. You look like Nakano a little bit, or some other people that can usually see in the dark.
Am I able to see in the room? Like,
I mean, the room is
is the
lit.
room dark?
The room is
Okay.
lit. And Micheni absolutely when she was on watch. She made sure the room was lit because she was on watch. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to really keep a really good watch because she does not have dark vision.
Dim vision. A single
dim-
candle.
A single.
Does anyone
Go ahead.
does anyone else have that inflict wounds ability?
I think I do, but later on, or I do now. I don't know.
It's a first level cleric spell. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I do.
So I have something, you have a scoop, and you have something I have now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Although I wouldn't really inflict wounds on anyone.
I mean, a baddie, maybe.
When was the last time I actually killed
I
someone?
can't hear you, Sean.
I was saying I've watched you like hurt people and things.
I
I
mean,
don't try to.
I'm sure within the last couple months. I know you don't try to, but if your life is in danger, fully, it's self-defense, right?
Yeah. But if it's already dead, it's like
Well, if it's already
it doesn't matter if I hurt them, right?
no, it absolutely matters. The undead are terrible. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't matter if I shouldn't feel anything if I hurt them.
Oh, yes, exactly. Of course. Sorry, I thought you were
No, it's
taking the
fine.
other side. Okay, all right. Whew. You take one trip to that kind of weird plane, and I just have to double check that you're still okay. Okay.
Okay. That's fine for me.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys sat down to rest. You fix your disheveled robes and you fix up your bed. Scoop, as you are getting ready for bed in your hammock or however you want to sleep, you're kind of just like moving your clothes around and checking yourself. I feel a little stiff on one side near your floater rib, near your rib cage, a little itchy. You lift up your shirt to check, and you feel something hard. begin to scratch it. It feels like hard. It doesn't feel like skin. It feels hard like stone. And you look down and you see about 2-inch diameter area between your hip bone and your floater rib. Your skin is turned to an odd ore-like stone. Identical to that the idols were made out of.
Shit.
And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh.
Cool.
I'm gonna get some grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh.
That's not good.
We'll be back in a bit, guys. If you're watching this episode, I can head over to the next episode. And as always, stay safe out there. Bye.
I'm fucked.
Bye.
Oh.